Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time. And he arose and went to Eli and said, Here I am, for you have called me. Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, Go, lie down, and if he calls you, you shall say, Speak, Lord, for your servant hears. So Samuel went and lay down in his place, and the Lord came and stood, calling as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. And Samuel said, Speak, for your servant hears. It is Monday, the 20th day of March, 2023. My name is Clive Walsh, and I would like to personally invite you to join me as we take in our devotional thought for today, and it's coming from the book Truth for Life 365 Daily Devotions, Volume 2 by Pastor Alistair Begg. Today's devotional thought is entitled Spiritual Perception, and the verses today, 1 Samuel chapter 3 verses 7 through 10, and it reads, Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time. And he arose and went to Eli and said, Here I am, for you have called me. Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, Go, lie down, and if he calls you, you shall say, Speak, Lord, for your servant hears. So Samuel went and lay down in his place, and the Lord came and stood, calling as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. And Samuel said, Speak, for your servant hears. That's 1 Samuel chapter 3, verses 7 through 10. Pastor Alistair Begg writes, When we struggle to understand a new model or theory, we are not helped by a teacher who leaves us on our own if we don't grab the concept the first time. Instead, we need a teacher who patiently, encouragingly explains the idea again and again until we get it. When he called Samuel to be his prophet, God dealt graciously with his servant who didn't get it. In fact, with two of his servants who didn't get it. Samuel was involved at the temple, ministering and engaged. But there was a personal dimension of faith which he had not yet experienced. God's word hadn't been revealed to him, and so God took the initiative and was gracious enough to persist by calling to Samuel repeatedly. In this quadruple call of God, we have a reminder of his tenderness and his kindness. Yet, while Samuel is the focus of this passage, Eli also needed God's patient interactions. Even as a priest, he did not think in the first or second instance that the Lord was speaking to Samuel. Then suddenly Eli perceived, and when there is perception, it is an indicator of the work of God. This gradual perception was true of Jesus' disciples as well. He told them he had still had many things to say to them, but they weren't ready to understand yet. John chapter 16, verse 12. He didn't give up on them, though. Instead, he patiently explained again and again. Some of us may be able to relate to Samuel. Perhaps you have read books and listened to sermons many times without experiencing any true impact. Or you may be like the disciples. You've begun to understand, but you still find so many matters of faith confusing. No matter how many years we follow Christ and read God's Word, there will always be more to understand and enjoy. Sometimes we may even feel we have gone backwards. But we can be confident that in God we have a gradual teacher to guide us. So, join the psalmist in praying, Open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. Psalms 119, verse 18. And then work hard to understand God's Word and perceive its meaning for your life, prayerfully confident that as you find yourself grasping more and more of what He is saying, God is at work in you. a beautiful devotional thought entitled Spiritual Perception, encouraging us to daily listen to hear from the Lord and realizing that we're growing, we're in a process to understand God's Word and to perceive its meanings for our lives. So prayerfully confident that you will find yourself grasping more and more of what it says, and God is definitely still at work in us. Well, we trust that this devotional thought was a blessing to you, and we encourage you to continue reading through the Word in a year. And your assignment today is the book of Job, chapter 38 through 40, and 1 Corinthians chapter 13, as you make your way through the Bible in 1 year. Clive Walsh here. May the Lord richly bless you.